Hi everyone. During discussion of Rutherford's model, we have used this particular term electromagnetic radiation, means classical theory of electromagnetism. One of the main drawbacks of the Rutherford's model was that model was not in agreement with the classical electromagnetic theory. Whereas classical electromagnetic theory says any particular electrically charged species moving under acceleration will produce electric field and magnetic field component, and this undergoes emission of energy continuously, whereas the Rutherford theory says atom should be stable. So this could not explain. So where we have used this term, so we are going to take up the wave nature of electromagnetic radiation. So first of all, let me define you what is electromagnetic radiation. So electromagnetic radiations are those radiation which are associated with electric field component and the magnetic field component during its propagation. Now suppose the radiation is propagating along this x-axis, then its electric field and the magnetic field will be along y-axis or z-axis, and this electric field and the magnetic field is perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the radiation. So that is the meaning of electromagnetic radiation. So radiations which are associated with electric field and the magnetic field during its propagation. So electric field and the magnetic field will be perpendicular to each other as well as perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of the radiation. Now these electromagnetic radiations are associated with very important properties. All electromagnetic radiations travels with the speed of light, that is with constant speed, that is speed of light. All electromagnetic radiations travels with a constant speed, that is speed of light. Light c, which is equals to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So all radiations, whether we have visible radiation, whether we have ultraviolet radiation, whether we have beta rays, whether we have X-rays, cosmic rays, radio waves, all these radiations move with a constant speed, that is speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Second very important property associated with this electromagnetic field is all electromagnetic fields radiations does not require any medium for propagation. No medium is required for its propagation. So these radiations does not require any medium for its propagation. When we look at this, we can have the sound waves. Sound waves are not electromagnetic radiation, but they look at this require some medium for propagation. Whereas this electromagnetic radiation does not require any medium for its propagation. The third property associated with this electromagnetic radiation is electric field. Electric field and the magnetic field are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So all these radiations move with constant speed, no medium is required for its propagation, and these are associated with electric field and magnetic field component. The electric field and magnetic fields are perpendicular to each other, which is also perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the radiation. Now, since this electromagnetic radiation we are considering is wave nature, so these electromagnetic radiations are associated with the wavelength. So we define this wavelength suppose look at this, we have a wave suppose let's consider this to be the wave. The distance between, look at it, this highest point is known as crest, the depth is known as trough, the distance between two crests, this distance, the distance between two adjacent crests, this is defined as wavelength, or the distance between two trough, this is also defined as the wavelength. So the wavelength is nothing but the distance traveled by the light between two adjacent crests or two adjacent trough, that is known as wavelength. Now the distance of this crest or the distance of trough from the mean position, this distance or this distance from the mean position to the crest or trough, this point is defined as intensity or the amplitude, and this amplitude defines the intensity. So now look at this, we have this wavelength, then we have this distance from the crest or distance from the of the trough from the mean position is defined as amplitude, and this amplitude defines the intensity of the wave. Now these waves which is associated with wavelength is also associated with the frequency. The frequency is the number of waves that pass through the origin per second. So now look at this, we have this wavelength, distance between the crest or distance between the trough, amplitude is the distance of the highest point or the lowest point from the average, which is known as amplitude, which defines the intensity. Then we have this frequency. So frequency is the number of waves that pass through a particular point or the origin per unit second. Number of waves that pass through the origin per second, that is known as the frequency. Now look at this is number of waves that pass through the origin per second, so its unit is second inverse, or which is defined as hertz. So it means this is the number of waves that pass through the origin per second. So therefore this wave is equals to 1 by t, where t is the time expressed in terms of seconds. So wave is associated wavelength which is also having some frequency. So frequency is number of waves that pass through a particular point per second. Therefore this is 1 by t, unit is second inverse or hertz. This wavelength is the distance, so this unit should be meter. Now look at this wavelength and the frequency is related to this. Now we have this c, that is the speed of light, which is equals to the wavelength associated with the electromagnetic radiation multiplied by the frequency associated with the electromagnetic radiation. So this is the relation between wavelength and the frequency. So wavelength into frequency of any electromagnetic radiation is equals to the speed of the electromagnetic radiation, which is nothing but the speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8. So that means, since either we have the wavelength, so we can easily convert into frequency, or if the frequency is given to you, then we can easily convert into wavelength. Then we have one more term, that is the wave number. Wave number. So this wave number is defined by mu bar. So this wave number, by definition, this is defined as 1 by wavelength. So 1 by wavelength is defined as the wave number. Sometimes instead of wavelength we also define this into wave number. So wave number is nothing but 1 by wavelength. Now since wavelength is measured, being distance is measured in terms of meters, so wave number should be in terms of meter inverse, the standard unit. I am talking about standard unit. So now look at this is a brief idea with electromagnetic radiation. So these are having wavelength. So wavelength is distance between the crest or distance between the trough. Now distance of crest or the distance of trough from the mean position is defined as amplitude, which defines the intensity of electromagnetic radiation. Then the frequency is the number of waves that pass through any particular origin per second. So this is 1 by T. The relation between speed of light, frequency and wavelength is given. Now instead of wavelength, sometimes this is also defined in terms of wave number, which is equals to 1 by wavelength. Now we have different types of electromagnetic radiation. These electromagnetic radiations are arranged in increasing order of wavelength or decreasing order of frequency. So this arrangement of this electromagnetic radiation in order of their frequencies or wave number constitute electromagnetic spectrum. So we are going to discuss a spectrum. Spectrum. So as I may have mentioned you, this is the arrangement of these electromagnetic radiations in order of their frequencies or wavelengths. So we have various electromagnetic radiations. Now look at this. We have visible spectrum. After this visible, we have infrared. After this infrared, we have microwave. After this, we have radio waves. Then on the left side we have ultraviolet radiations, then we have gamma rays, then we have X rays. Now these X rays, beta rays, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, microwaves and radios, moving from these X rays to this radio, wavelength increases or frequency decreases. So in terms of frequency, the frequency of X-rays is greater than gamma ray, which is greater than ultraviolet, greater than visible. So moving from X-rays to radio, frequency decreases. Now frequency and wavelength are inversely related. So if the frequency decreases, then the wavelength increases. Now this visible we have looked at this VIBGYOR, 7 colors: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Now this range, these start from 390 nanometer to around 740 nanometer. This is the range for visible spectrum, which consists of these 7 colors VQ. So this is what we call a spectrum. Now this is a brief idea or the brief discussion about this electromagnetic radiation. Now let me give you some important some numericals based on this electromagnetic radiation. So now suppose we have a question here. The frequency of electromagnetic radiation, suppose the frequency of an electromagnetic radiation is given as 5 into 10 to the power 14 Hertz. Now frequency of radiation is given. Now we have to find what is the wavelength, what is the wave number, and what is time period of this electromagnetic radiation. So now look at this. We are given the frequency, we have to define the wavelength, wave number, and the time period. So we have this relationship, C is equals to wavelength into frequency. So therefore wavelength is equals to C by frequency. We know the value of C. C is a constant, so 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second divided by frequency, that is 5 into 10 to the power 14 second inverse. So second inverse will cancel out, so we are left with meter 0.6 into 10 to the power, or we can say this is 6 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter. So this is the wavelength associated with this frequency, that is 5 into 10 to the power 14. Now once we have this wavelength, we can define wave number. So wave number is 1 by wavelength. So we have this wavelength, that is 1 divided by 6 into 10 to the power minus 7. So we have 10 to the power 7 divided by 6. So this will be meter inverse. Now once we have this, we can also define this time period. So time period is 1 by frequency, because frequency is 1 by t. So therefore this is equals to 1 by 5 into 10 to the power 14. So we have, look at this, 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 14 second. So this is how we use this frequency into wavelength, wavelength into frequency, and wavelength into wave number, and to time, etc. So this is an idea of electromagnetic radiation. Now this electromagnetic radiation, the wave property of this electromagnetic radiation, because we are having this wave nature, so wave nature of this radiation explains the properties like reflection property, we have refraction, we have interference, we have diffraction, we have polarization. So these properties of electromagnetic radiation, reflection property, refraction property, interference property, diffraction property, polarization property. Now these properties we are not going to deal here, because this is a part of physics that we will discuss in detail in physics. So these are the properties of electromagnetic radiation. These properties of electromagnetic radiation can be explained by the wave nature. But now look at this, there are certain properties of this electromagnetic radiation which cannot be explained by this wave nature. So properties like black body radiation, photoelectric effect, spectrum, that is line, spectrum of atoms, variation of heat capacity with temperature, now these are the properties, these are some of the properties that is associated with electromagnetic radiation. So these properties like blackbody radiation, photoelectric effect, line spectrum of atom, atomic spectrum, and the heat capacity, variation of heat capacity of the substance with temperature, these could not be explained using this weird nature. So since this could not be explained by use of this weird nature, the scientists look beyond this weird nature, and that means to explain this we need to define the another property of this electromagnetic radiation. So let's go for the second part. First let's take up this black body. Now look at this, the word black body doesn't mean that the color of the body is black. This black body is an ideal substance or ideal body which can absorb all the frequencies as well as emit all the frequencies. So theoretically this body can absorb all the frequencies as well as emit all the frequencies, though that ideal body is known as black body. So this is an ideal body which can absorb all the frequencies or all the radiations and simultaneously can emit all the frequencies or all the radiations. So that type of body is known as black body. So theoretically saying, if we have a particular substance which can theoretically absorb as well as emit all the possible frequencies, that is known as black body, and the radiation emitted by this black body is known as black body radiation. Radiations emitted by black body are known as black body radiation. Black body radiation. So we have the black body and this black body radiation. Let me just give you an example. Suppose now take this iron. We have this iron. Now if you heat this iron, up heat here, so first it changes to dull red. Now heat it further. When this changes to red hot, the color intensifies. Now heat this red hot at much higher temperature. When this red hot changes to white color. Now at very high temperature on heating this, again this changes to blue color. So now we are having the same substance. Now this same substance, that is iron, we are changing the temperature, keep on heating. The first look at this changes to dull red, then the color of red intensifies, becomes more red, and if temperature is increased further, this changes to red hot, and if further temperature is increases, this red hot is converted into white, and white further converted into blue. Now look at this, initially this was red, now red changes to blue. So now look at this, this is moving towards the shorter wavelength. So now look at this, as the temperature increases, radiation moves towards shorter wavelength, that is blue shift, shifting towards the blue. Now this is what we call as some ideal type of black body. So now look at this, is absorbing different frequencies as well as emitting different frequencies. So this is an example of this black body. Now look at this. Now simply the property of light, that considering this weird nature, cannot explain this black body the radiation. Now look at it, the intensity of this black body radiation varies is the same. Now look at it, I'll just show you the intensity graph. So we have intensity versus wavelength, that is intensity of this radiation. So this is, now look at this. If you look at this graph very carefully, initially is the wavelength increases, intensity increases, reaches a maximum value, and again they increases. That means the exact distribution of the intensity of this black body radiation depends on the frequency or wavelength. So initially as the wavelength increases, intensity increases, reaches a maximum value, then again it decreases. But if you look at this, there is different temperatures. Suppose this is T1, this is at temperature T2, this is temperature T3, T4, and this is temperature T5. Now look at this, moving from T5 to T1. That is, as we increase the temperature आपने increase किया, the intensity shifts towards the shorter wavelength. तो देखिए, आपने टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज किया, दैट मीन्स T1 इज ग्रेटर देन T2 ग्रेटर देन T3 ग्रेटर देन T4 ग्रेटर देन T5. सो नाउ ये आपने टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज किया, एज अ टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज किया, द मैक्सिमम द इंटेंसिटी जहां पे मैक्सिमम है, इट कीप्स ऑन डिक्रीजिंग, मींस वेवलेंथ डिक्रीज हुआ. सो टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज किया, वेवलेंथ एट विच दिस मैक्सिमम इंटेंसिटी जो है ये डिक्रीज हुआ. सो दिस is explained by a law which is known as Wien's displacement law. So which is T, temperature, into maximum wavelength, this is equals to constant. So that means, look at this temperature and maximum wavelength is inversely related to each other. So as the temperature increases, maximum wavelength at which the intensity becomes maximum decreases, and the peak also decreases. So this is black body. Now to explain this black body radiation, a theory is developed, and that theory is known as Planck's theory. Which is also known as quantum theory, Planck's quantum theory. Now, this Planck's quantum theory was developed to explain this black body and others which cannot be explained by use of this wave nature of electromagnetic radiation. Now, this Planck's quantum theory says whenever this substance absorb energy or emit energy, this is not a continuous process, but this is a discontinuous process. That means the absorption or emission of energy is in the form of small packets known as discrete form, and this cannot be a continuous process. So some postulates of this quantum theory says absorption or emission of radiation by a substance is not a continuous process, but is discontinuous, in the form of small packets, that is known as discrete. So absorption or emission of radiation by the substance is not a continuous but a discontinuous, means is a discrete process which involves small packets of energy. Packets of energy. Now this theory says the smallest packet of energy is defined by a term known as quantum. So this quantum, the word quantum stands for the smallest packet of energy. Smallest packet of energy that could be absorbed or that could be emitted by a substance is known as the quantum. And in case of light, this quantum is known by photon. Photon is quantum of light. In case we are using this light, so the smallest packet of energy in case of light, that is known as photon. So photon is the quantum of light. Quantum is a general form, that means in the smallest packet of energy that could be absorbed or that could be radiated by the substance is known as quantum. And this Planck's quantum theory says the energy associated by a quantum of a single quantum is directly proportional to the frequency. So energy E associated with a photon or a quantum is proportional to frequency. What is E is the energy, so we can write down E is equals to some constant h into nu. So this E is the energy which must be in terms of joule. H is a constant known as Planck's constant, which has got a value of 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Nu is the frequency. So energy of a photon is directly proportional to frequency. So E is equals to h into nu, where h is a Planck's constant, which is equals to 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule. Now this says the absorption or inner emission of energy is some integral multiple of this quantum, that is energy of quantum h nu. Substance absorb or emit energy integral multiples of this minimum energy, that is h nu, that is n h nu, where n is the some integers, could be 1 mole, 2 mole, 3 mole, etc. So now look at this. So whenever this substance absorb or emit energy, that is always in the form of small packets. So these small packets is always an integral multiple of this minimum value, that is h nu, where h nu is the energy of a single photon. Now this energy E is equals to h nu. So we have energy of photon, E is equals to h nu. Now we have the relation between frequency and wavelength. So this can be defined as hc by lambda. So if the frequency is given, then we can easily define what is the energy of the quantum, or if the wavelength is given, then also we can define this energy of this photon. Now according to Einstein, this energy is equals to mc square, where m is the mass, c is the speed of light. So now look at this is our energy, this is also energy. Then from this we can have look at this. This mc square is equals to h nu, which is equals to hc by lambda. That means this theory says Along with this wave nature, this light also shows particle nature. So this is what we call as dual property of light. So this particle nature will explain those properties which cannot be explained by the wave nature of lights. So this is Planck's quantum theory. So what we have to keep in mind is what is the meaning of quantum, what is photon, that is small packets of energy and energy equivalent of photon. So once we have this, we can have problems on this. E is equals to h nu or hc by lambda. Suppose we have a frequency of a radiation which is 5 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. Now we have to find the energy. So if you look at this energy, then we have this energy is as nu. So h is 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second into 5 into 10 to the power 14. So this comes out to be the energy associated the photon with this frequency 5 into 10 to the power 14 hertz or second inverse. Or suppose look at this, if we have a wavelength of a photon that is suppose 5.2 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter, then what is the energy of photon? So energy of photon, so we have this energy that is hc by lambda. So h is 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34, c is 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by wavelength is 5.2 into 10 to the power minus 6. So this comes out to be the joule. This is calculation of energy from wavelength. Now suppose look at this, we have this wavelength. Now we have energy of one photon which is equals to h nu 1, energy of another photon that is E2 which is equals to h nu 2. So we can look at this is h c by lambda 1 h c by lambda 2. Now we take the ratio of energies. So E1 by E2, ratio of the energies of these two photons will be equal to simply ratio of frequencies, which will be equals to lambda 2 by lambda 1. So that means if we have this frequency ratio, this frequency ratio is equals to energy ratio, or the wavelength ratio is equals to energy ratio. Or suppose we have look at this. If suppose E, total energy of a particular photon is equals to summation of energy of two photons, then we can have look at it. This is h nu which is equals to h nu 1 plus h nu 2. So we can have look at this. This is equals to h nu 1 plus nu 2, or we can say this nu is equals to nu 1 plus nu 2. Now this mu is equals to 1 by wavelength. So we have 1 by wavelength which is equals to 1 by wavelength, because c will be cancelled out. So 1 by lambda 1 plus 1 by lambda 2, or we can say this lambda 1 plus lambda 2 divided by lambda 1 into lambda 2. So this is how we use this. So now we have this ratio of energy is equals to ratio of frequencies or ratios of wavelengths. So now let me give you an example here. So now we have two wavelengths. One is equals to 200 angstrom, 2000 angstrom. Wavelength 2, suppose we have this 4000 angstrom. Then we have to find this ratio of energies. So we have this relationship. Look at this. E1 by E2 is equals to lambda 2 by lambda 1. So this ratio is equals to lambda 2 by lambda 1. So lambda 2 is 4000 angstrom divided by lambda 1 is 2000 angstrom. Angstrom, that is 10 power minus 10 will cancel now. So this comes out to be 2. So this ratio is 2 is to 1. So this is how we have to use this Planck's energy equation. So we have this E is equals to h nu. Nu is equals to c by lambda. So frequency to wavelength, wavelength to frequency, and energy by use of this Planck's energy of quantum energy. So this is quantum theory, which says light along with this wave property should also possess particle nature, that is dual property. So this dual property will explain those properties of electromagnetic radiation which cannot be explained with light, that is wave nature.